Oh yeah, in your app, it'll show you all the.
You want to pick the companies that are really.
Oh yeah, I thought you were referring to the charts and things like keeping track of the charts.
He showed that too. He said you can see. He said he doesn't sit up. Some people sit up all night and watch the charts when they go up, down, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. No, he was just saying that he was showing me where you pick what, how do I say it? I don't even know how to say it. Okay, I'm going to invest in the S&P.
Yeah, the S&P 500.
I just don't even know how to get there to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways. So, okay, let's talk about that. Okay. So, now that you know about those three different concepts and consistency, let's talk about how to get started.
Right.
Okay. Getting started. So, there are a couple of different ways typically. So, the old school way is to invest and get a certificate. Like you get a physical certificate, like you own this stock, right? But we don't do that. Everything is electronic now. Yeah. So you can crack open your phone, and there are a couple of different apps. This is a phone, that's what it represents.
Yeah, okay.
So we have Robinhood, which is popular. I use that one. I've used a couple. There's Charles Schwab. Are you familiar with any of these?
I heard that guy, he was like Robinhood, Charles Schwab.
Yeah, they have different qualities, right? Ease of use. There's Vanguard.
Vanguard, I heard of him.
Vanguard has been around for a very long time. People.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great because Vanguard in particular, their app honestly is not so great, but their financial instruments, you can call them, like they have a lot of good what are called index funds. Like, so they track like the market. So you have things like the S&P 500, which tracks some of the largest top 500 companies. So when we're talking about, let's go into this. So imagine this is a chart, okay? And then over time, the bottom part represents time, and the top part represents value in dollars, okay? So over time, these index funds, generally they go up. I mean, when have they never gone up? Pretty much since the beginning of the stock market, they've pretty much always gone up. They may have gone down significantly, but within a short time period, right? Or within maybe like a decade if there's depression, right? But generally it goes up. So these funds, you put your money in, like I said, you do the dollar cost averaging that we talked about before, and then say maybe year two even, your $100 maybe goes up by 25%, you know, or something, 125, and then, you know, it just keeps going up. So the idea is just be consistent with these index funds, okay?
Okay, so how, say if you started with $25 or $50, how often do you have to put that in there? You just put $50 in there and leave it alone? Or
oh, no.
Like when you say consistency, what do you mean? You gotta pay that every week, or do you?
Really, it depends on how you feel comfortable. Like say, I would say at least every month you want to do the same amount, okay? So say you start with $50, you want to do $50 on the exact same day every month. So, and you can set that up, and most apps can do that. Say when I see Vanguard, it's a little funky, at least the last time I used it, but there's still index funds in all of these. Well, actually ETFs, not necessarily index funds. And the difference there is that index funds are a little different. It's a little bit more clunky, but ETFs are traded during like the trading day, so you can get in and out of them. So what I mean by that is kind of faster to do the ETF than it is an index fund. So if you go to, for example, Robinhood, and you type index funds, you're gonna get a bunch of listings of ETFs. Versus Vanguard, it's a little clunky, but they say Vanguard has some of the best index funds. But it's not like you can just buy as quickly, right, using Vanguard as you would with these other two.
Oh, why?
That's just the way it is. The way it's set up. That's just kind of how it is. So say, not that there's any big downside to getting ETFs with these two. You should still do that. It just depends on, well, what do you value the most? Do you value the ease of use of the app, right? Or do you value maybe the gains? Maybe Vanguard in particular has some really good index funds. But just starting off, what I would recommend is ease of use. Just get started. Because honestly, if you go choose either one of these two, like say maybe you choose Robinhood and you put your money in a decent ETF, like the S&P 500 ETF of any kind, which tracks those 500 companies. Just throw it in there consistently. set up your app, pull it out your bank account, $50 a month and invest. And you can do that really easily, for example, with Robinhood. So I probably say get started with that. And then just as you get started, you know, maybe you do some investigations. There's probably like, I'm not even listing all of them. There's probably like at least 10 others that I can count. But yeah, for now, just let's say start with Robinhood. You know, if you don't have the app, you can download it today before you leave.
Okay.
And then you can just, if you have maybe even a couple of dollars, start the process of transferring over. And once that's there, you can see how to set it up monthly to invest.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, let me see. I have to get the name of a specific fund.
Okay.
So this isn't investment advice, I have to say that. But that's what they say, that when you're supposed to talk to people about investing, you have to say it's not investment advice.
Yeah.
Because legally you're not supposed to like say this is advice.
Yeah.
But where did I put it? Oh, where am I? I'm tripping. It's still up here.
Was you looking for your phone?
Yeah.